This is one of the few games I can think of which was re-released merely to fix the game. This is the first Virtua Fighter for the Sega Saturn, but I've previously reviewed the first Virtua Fighter for the Sega Saturn, but it's a different version. It's Virtua Fighter Remix. The version that actually works the way that it's supposed to. This unholy mess of a game that we're watching is Virtua Fighter... well, 1. The first one. This was the game-changing release to demonstrate the power of the brand new Sega Saturn back in 1995. Talk about a bad first impression. The Sega 32X game cartridge blows this away. No wonder they re-released it later as Virtua Fighter Remix. This game would be like showing up for your first date with this woman that you've been trying to go out with for months, covered in Calmanor. Wait, no, it'd be like you showing up covered in Calmanor, not her covered in, unless that's your thing. It's kind of weird. Let me try a different analogy. This game is Virtua Fighter, right? So it's advertised as Virtua Fighter, and you'd figure it would work like Virtua Fighter. So you buy a copy, but it doesn't work like Virtua Fighter. It's jerky, it's buggy, it looks awful. Even though the gameplay is traditional Virtua Fighter, it's a very, very sloppy version that feels like it was rushed to the market. Terrible frame rate problems in this game. So even though it's advertised as Virtua Fighter, it's not really up to the same quality of Virtua Fighter. So it would be like advertising a cup of coffee as a cup of coffee, except it's actually napalm. So you go into this cup of coffee expecting it to be like a tasty cup of coffee, except the next thing you know, your head explodes. Now you see, that's an issue. They would have to re-release that cup of coffee later just to save face, perhaps as Cup of Coffee Remix. Even though it's supposed to be the same cup of coffee, that cup of coffee would work because it wouldn't blow your head up. It would actually just be a tasty, refreshing cup of coffee. Like the one I'm drinking right now. This is like Usual Suspects. I'm just looking around the room for ideas. It would be like getting a microphone that you talk into, except the microphone talks back to you. What? Whoa, hey, what's that talking microphone? Kaiser Soze's coming to get me. Oh no! It would be like a keyboard that eats your fingers. What's in this coffee anyway? This is awesome.
One, ready, go!
Coming down to earth now. Hey, thank you to Eric from Dallas, Texas for donating this game along with numerous other Virtua Fighter games. Eric deserves a Virtua thank you. It's like a real thank you except made with polygons. In fact, you get a Virtua thank you remix. And that's the game, Virtua Fighter 1. There's absolutely no need to get this game because Virtua Fighter Remix is a better version, and they're both less than $1. Honestly, I wouldn't even trust this version to use as a drink coaster. If it can't play the game right, how can you trust it to protect your coffee table from beverages? Think about that. Just think. It hurts. It hurts my head. Why am I doing this?